Hi guys, this is Good Learners and we're back with yet another video. This is Leah Matthew and today we shall be learning about some of the internal challenges faced by India. And those are separatist movements, issues of Northeast India, Naxalism, communalism and finally regionalism. Let's begin with the unrest in Punjab. Akali Dal was a major political party in Punjab. In 1973, the Akali Dal passed the Anandpur Sahib Resolution. The following demands were made in the resolution. Chandigarh should be made part of Punjab. The Punjabi-speaking parts in other states should be included in the state of Punjab. Recruitment of people from Punjab in the Indian Army should be increased and more autonomy should be given to the state of Punjab. Akali Dal came to power in Punjab in 1977. While taking charge, they asked for a longer and larger share of river waters for Punjab, that is a holy city status for Amritsar and so on, along with many other older demands. In 1980, the movement for independent Khalistan took root in Punjab. During that period, the leader of the Akali Dal was Sant Harcharan Singh Longowal. He used to direct his activists from the Golden Temple to stage protest. Due to these unrest and the terrorist activities that followed, President's rule was imposed in Punjab in 1983. Bhindranwale went to stay at a religious place called Akal Takht. Bhindranwale's followers captured the Golden Temple and built a barricade of sandbags over there. The area looked somewhat like a fort. This greatly disturbed the peace in Punjab. It was a major challenge to the Indian democracy. Now, let's have a look at what is Operation Blue Star. The main task of getting the terrorist out of the Golden Temple was entrusted to Major General Kuldeep Singh Brar. On the morning of 3rd June 1984, the mission Operation Blue Star began. The operation ended on 6th June with the death of Bhindranwale and other terrorists. In 1986, an operation had to be conducted against terrorists in the Golden Temple once more. It was called as Operation Black Thunder, and please note that this finally led to the culmination of the assassination of Indira Gandhi by her bodyguards and the anti-Sikh riots. However, after this action was taken, the process of establishment of peace in Punjab picked up its momentum. Now, let's move on to the issues and the internal challenges faced in the northeast states of India. The northeast India consists of 8 states of Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim and Tripura. International borders of India touch each of the states to varying extents. As part of trying to bring these areas into mainstream India, our first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, found the Northeast Frontier Agency area comprising of the territories on the Sino-Indian border and the tribal areas towards the north of Assam. Nehru took the position of bringing about the development of hundreds of tribes in these parts while preserving their culture. Special provisions have been made with respect to these areas in the 6th schedule of the Indian Constitution. In 1965, the responsibility of administering this particular area was given to the Ministry of External Affairs. The Northeastern Council Act of 1971 was supposed to advise the central government regarding aspects of common interest in economic and social spheres, interstate transport, electricity, flood control, etc. Now, let's begin with Mizoram. When India became independent, the government gave administrative autonomy to the district of Mizo majority areas of the Lushai Hills. When the state's Reorganization Commission was appointed in 1954, the expectations of the people in this area grew rapidly. Mizo leaders started demanding an autonomous Mizo province. In 1961, Lal Denga established an organization called Mizo National Front, MNF. He asked for Greater Mizoram, an independent nation carved out of Tripura, Manipur and Mizo majority areas from the Lushai Hills. In March 1966, Mizo National Front announced the emergence of independent Mizoram. In 1985, Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi had an agreement with the Mizo National Front and Mizoram was given the status of a full-fledged state. Lal Denga became the Chief Minister of the state. That's it about Mizoram. Now, we'll have a look at Nagaland. The Naga tribe in northeast India is known as a martial tribe. In 1946, some educated Naga youth established an organization called as the Naga National Council. Later, they made a demand for an independent state of Nagaland. They were led by Angami Zapu Fizo. In 1954, the Naga National Council announced the establishment of an independent federation of Nagaland. Several rounds of discussion took place between the central government and the Naga National Council. Central government decided to give the Naga majority territory the status of a union territory. Nagaland was made a full-fledged state on 1st December 1963 by putting together the Naga majority territory and part of Tuensang, Assam. In 1983, there was an intense agitation staged by All Assam Students Union and Assam Ganasangram Parishad over the question of the dominance in Assam of Bengali migrants. In 1985, Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, Central Home Minister Shankrao Chavan and Assamese leader Prafullo Kumar Mohanto signed an accord. It was decided to send the Bangladeshi citizens who had infiltrated in Assam back to their original places. In 1986, elections were held for Assam Legislative Assembly and Mr. Mohanto of the Assam Gana Parishad became the new Chief Minister. Now, let's have a look at Arunachal Pradesh. In 1954, NIFA was created as we already discussed. In 1972, it began to be called as the Arunachal Pradesh Region of the Rising Sun. On 20th February 1987, it got the status of a constituent state. That's it about the internal challenges which were faced by the northeast states of India. Now let's move on to Naxalism. This movement started at Naxalbari in Darjeeling district in West Bengal. The Naxalites organized a small land-holding farmers and land laborers and took charge of their lands, put up red flags and declared that area as free territory in 1967. All those movements that took inspiration from this particular rebellion are termed as Naxalite movements. The movement had the objective of establishing action committees to raise a voice against the exploitation of the farmers by the landlords and confiscate the land of the landlords and distribute it equally among the tenants. Later, the Naxalites started a parallel system by rejecting the democratic system. This made Naxalism a serious challenge to India's internal security. In order to maintain their influence, the Naxalites established an organization called People's Liberation Guerrilla Army, PLGA. The movement was mainly located in West Bengal initially. Later, the movement spread to East Godavari in Andhra Pradesh, parts of Visakhapatnam, Karimnagar in Telangana, Adilabad, Bastar, Sukma in Chhattisgarh, parts of Chandrapur in Maharashtra, Balakhat and Mandala in Madhya Pradesh, and Koraput in Odisha. Now, let's study what communalism is. Communalism emerges out of narrow religious pride. Fanaticism is the base of communalism. It makes one oblivious of national interest. It makes a perspective of looking at events and people very much prejudiced. Some people of all religion think that since they belong to a particular religion, they have no influence in politics or any other matter for that sake. They begin to believe that they are being treated unjustly. They hold the idea that government is partial against their religion only. In such a condition, they become too sensitive about their religion and their co-religionist. So the question is, how can national unity be achieved without social unity? It is very much necessary that we all counter this religious communalism with all our strength. For this, we should mix with people of different religions. We should accept the good practices and ideas of each other and try to live harmoniously and peacefully while respecting every religion. That's it about communalism. Now, let's have a look at regionalism. Regionalism basically thrives on regional imbalance in development. In the post-independence period, some states achieved more progress while some states remained a little backward. As a result of economic development, some states achieved more success in education, health, lifestyle, etc., while some other states remained backward in education and other civic amenities. They begin to think that they're being cheated, they're being treated unjustly, and they're being kept away from the benefits of development. And because of this particular reason, the understanding and the harmony between these states will be broken. This in turn has a negative impact on national unity. The economic imbalance that is endangered, this understanding needs to be set right, and our government make effort in that direction. The question is, what is the solution? Regionalism endangers national unity. The evil of regionalism can be tackled by reducing the imbalance in development. We have covered all the topics from this particular chapter. Now, conclusion. We have studied a few challenges that India is facing. Apart from these, there are several other problems like overpopulation, cleanliness, poverty, agriculture and problems of the farmers, housing, food, and unemployment. We are trying to overcome these and move forward. We are progressing steadily. So, hope you all like this video, and if you do, please like, share and subscribe.